Log recording, 2:34 in the morning, West Coast time, the 29th of October, November 2023. Letter to artist in recovery. Morning, Daryl. What's going on, dude? Yeah, you caught my act already. I figured the last day of class was already Monday for me, so yeah, it's semester to survive through. I'll tell you that much. I did mind doing all the presentations like crazy. I mean, they're crazy. Expect to do something about capital punishment. I didn't do something about cruising at this point over here, or talking about something personal like how to understand math, and having a video to explain it all. You know what the fun part about all this damn thing is going to be? Trying to get this stuff saved, packaged on flash drives. That's going to take a lot of time trying to do the computer files. And I'm going to do anyway. It's a lot of them. And then I deal with an entire month. It's coming close to end of the month for November, and then we got one more month of 2023. It's been crazy, I tell you, dude. It's getting to a point I'm going back to different shows I watched like crazy, and I'm seeing so many similarities. It's not even funny on this one. I'm watching The West Wing. It's one of my favorite political things to watch. They talked about human drama, but they also talked about politics. They talked about the United States government being dysfunctional. And then what do? I look at regular life right now, and it's being dysfunctional. I don't know what the hell we're going to have next year when the elections come up. Who's going to be winning this one? I'm wondering about it a lot. It's scary. But then again, I'm seeing some elements I keep seeing in different shows and having people talk about it left and right. It's not even funny. It's like I'm watching West Wing all over again in real life. It's what's scaring the crap out of me. That's all of it means. Meanwhile, I'm just waiting for my computer to work somehow. I got a laptop that seems to be having conniption issues. So I'm trying to get the thing working so I can get the files transferred and get them the hell out of here. Everything transferred. After this, no, what's driving me crazy is I'd like to go back to school again today. But I got things that are trying to pile up as a priority that I have to take care of. The funny thing is, I wanted to say goodbye to the professors. And I'll see them again on the campus, just not in the classes I'm going to be inhabiting. You stay in the class long enough. It's like you started growing attachments to these people, and they're treated like you've been there long enough. You know these guys a little bit. They know you a little bit, and it shouldn't affect me as much, but it does. I'm seeing all this stuff happening. It gets to me every single semester. You don't want to leave these people. But if I've been going to the campus long enough, I feel like they're going to be there for a long while. Or if not, well, that's it then. College life is nothing like whatever I've experienced. Well, I tried talking about it a long while ago. The first 2 years, I'm as young as those kids were back in the 80s. walking out of college campus, not knowing what the hell to do in the first semester. It's about normal. But after a while, you get into the rhythm, and it's becomes second nature. Each class is different, 16 weeks. You got to bust your ass off when it comes down for the reports. Can't be late on anything. I mean, you can't be late on anything. The one thing these guys teach you is punctuality. If you're not learning the punctuality one way, you're going to be learning it another way. And then after that, you got to learn more things about yourself, what you can do, what you're supposed to be doing. And they challenge you. They challenge you to a point where either you're going to get this stuff right or you're not. Of course, they only give you a little bit of leeway whether or not you're actually going to make this damn thing or not. Even as I speak, I'm trying to get files put away to where I can get this crap going. And then after that, who knows? I don't know anymore. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. I know I should be focusing attention while I'm doing my presentation on here. As soon as I get this stuff backed up, copied, and uh, taken care of my computer, then that's it for that. A lot of work went into the presentations I did for English and math. It's a lot of work, Daryl. Research, student still has to do so. In life, one must research. Research, research, research. Talk about personal experiences trying to get the grades into the class. But I find that when I was doing the presentations, I wanted to tell them and talk to them about things that mattered the most. If you gave us a little bit of time, but we have to time it. The things I know is that things I wanted to say I didn't have time for. So naturally dump on the videos. Put it in the videos. Put it out there. They may or may not watch. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. I was talking about the West Wing series. Please tell me that you heard something about it a long time ago, 20 or 30 years ago. It's on streaming right now. If you got a subscription to Max, it's on there. Or else if you actually had about, I don't know how much they cost these days to get the damn hard discs. I like having a hard disk. That way I can play them all the time I want. And watching this stuff, the elements of it and the characters and what they're going through these days makes me identify more and more what we are. I couldn't identify in one particular class of being an alcoholic because things never came up for it. How do you equate alcoholism to mathematics? You can't. But put it into an English class, add some context concerning about mental health. I mean, shit. I had the opportunity of doing that, Daryl. I had the chance to talk to him about alcoholism. But with everything happening one particular month, I decided it was going to be mental health. And then I'm seeing the world explode. And I'm thinking the world's got the mental health issues, and I got to put it in there. And that presentation knocked him out. At least I hope it did. Because I wanted to explain what the hell was going on, what we went through, what we go through. I mean, alcoholism, yeah, it is part of mental health, but the thing is, I wanted to talk to him about it. I mean, I should have talked to him about it. I mean, I know there have been statistics out there concerning about the recovery rate. But to honestly talk about recovery in there, it seems like some of these kids either hadn't been brushed with the damn disease in their family line, or if they hadn't been, then they have no concept. Neither did the professor, but the professor's got it. She's got it in her lifeline. I don't know. It's just an instinct. Maybe it's a wrong assumption, but I had a feeling that she's got it. And it's hard as hell for people to understand, identify, and deal with it. You know how it is with us. We deny the damn thing first. We don't have it. Someone else has got the problem. It's their issue, not me. I just want me a drink. There was one episode in the first season of West Wing, nearly at the end of it. One of the characters plays the chief of staff in there. Leo McGarry is the character. And if you know the story about West Wing, you know what happened to Leo McGarry. In one particular episode, actually it was having lasting implications down the road. Somebody snitched. Somebody got into the records and brought forth to other congressional folks in Congress that Leo McGarry was an alcoholic. He also took pills. This person had been touched by the damn disease. The character had been created that way, but didn't know what the hell the damn thing was in the first place. How could she have? She would have needed to go into recovery hall to find out what the hell she was dealing with. Until she finally met the guy that she complained about. And then they had a conversation at the end of the episode. But why do you do this? Because I'm an alcoholic. I don't understand. Well, nobody else understands it as much. And they're not kidding. Who understands this damn stuff in the first place? Who can tell a normal person, or a normie, we called him, what alcoholism is? I try to equate it this way, Daryl. Take a bag of, hopefully something that doesn't kill your senses, actually, but something of an interesting Dorito flavor. If you're a foodie, you like tasting different types of food. I'm not a foodie. I just cook things for survival. But a few other things I know about addiction at that point. I know how a lot of pleasure from dealing with a new flavor of Doritos that kind of catches my attention. And I want to have more and more of it. Or, if I am the long-term kind of guy, you know, I like an old flavor, hadn't had for so many years, and I start divulging into the thing, and it's been happening to me these days. Chips and salsa. Tostitos makes a pretty decent medium blend. Mild, yeah, it's mild. Medium will catch your senses, and then beyond that, I'm not killing myself on that one. But I hadn't had chips and salsa in a long while. There's only so much you can indulge before your body says, shut it down, or else I'm going to shut you down. But knowing how our addictive nature is, there's only so much room you can shove into the damn stomach before the body says, okay, that's it, shut them down. Same thing with our alcoholism. It's the pleasure center in our brain. Reasons why I keep taking courses left and right. One of the college courses to get through before I advanced into other major coursework in the community college there. One of the major ones we had to take was health. And in health, they were telling us about the pleasure center of the brain. And then you also have psychology 101. Also telling us about the thing about the brain. We think we know better. We don't know any better. And we are having issues over it. We have a pleasure center that once we physically overload with all the neurochemicals that we're screwing ourselves up with, we just want more and more and more. We're locked in. We need. But it goes beyond just the physical aspect of it. You know that. We have to have it. We got a serious psychological, spiritual hole in us that can't be filled with enough crap that we're pouring ourselves into. There's a lot of it out there. But I think I know better. I think I know it better than everybody else. The reason why I keep bringing up the Doritos thing, because to me it's something relatable to the people. It's a chemical reaction, a pleasurable action to a flavor that'll drive people crazy. And you're like, I want more of this. There's only so much the stomach can handle. There's only so much the body can take before it starts having before it's having the effect. We all know what alcohol is. It's pure sugar, distilled, processed, but still there. It's pure carbohydrates where we're shoving into our system here. Our body wants more of it. Besides the energy, it's the pleasurable effect of the damn thing flooding our synaptic centers and driving us nuts over this stuff. I mean, can we actually understand what the hell is going on with us? No, we don't. And I don't know what the hell we're going to do to ourselves or with ourselves. It just unnerves me a little bit. I get hooked up in television shows. I also get hooked up in news. I get hooked up in other things. But there's only so much my brain and my body and my mind can actually deal with before I say enough with the damn crap. When I see tragedy happening on a constant basis, it's like okay. Try this for an example. It's going to be horrifying for you. Say, for example, we actually had a hurricane going through the Atlantic waters. Doesn't hit the south as much, but it's heading up your area. Goes through, let's say, the lower states, lower to mid states, and fierce storms going through. It hits your area, tearing apart neighborhoods left and right, or burying your ass either in water or in frozen land. Oh, here in the West Coast, we're watching it like crazy. We're watching it like crazy. We're saying how tragic that is. Some people can turn it away, but other people are so drawn to the event. We have to keep watching more and more of it as it's being displayed. Tragedy, death, it becomes the norm. Or better yet, yeah, I did say better yet. I know, didn't I? Better yet, a trial. We have a trial, or we got a lot of trials happening these days, but they want to make one publicized. And we keep seeing this guy, whoever the guy may be, or the person may be, going through maybe 3 or 4 weeks person would be famous. Out here in the West Coast, a long time ago, back in the 90s, we watched four officers get acquitted and seeing a city torn apart. But the lead up to this one, we're watching things happen. We're seeing these officers having all the evidence being presented to them, records and everything else the prosecutor can throw at it, and the defense attorneys go at it. And then after that, we got so keyed up in the process there that we'd seen a city within an hour having an infectious nature hit, and everything went hell in a handbasket. That was a decade or two later, we're watching a superstar, television, sports. You think the guy could do no wrong, except he did wrong, or suspected. But he had to be chased, and he had to be put on trial. And then, for the criminal side, one thing he gets acquitted, and everyone else is still having opinions about it. But we didn't tear apart a city over this one. But he goes through another. Actually, I think he did. I think he was found guilty. No, I think they acquitted him. I'd have to check the records on this one, but well, it's so damn hard trying to see these things happening on real life, you know. You'd hardly ever see a court case happening unless it was really damn important to see it and to have it affect people left and right. But I guess that one back in the 90s. 92, 93. 91 the situation happens in Sylmar. And then 92 I'd seen part of my city and into my valley that I lived in go through the changes physically on that one. I mean, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Except there was a hell of a lot of anger, a hell of a lot of. That's the only thing I can say was a hell of a lot of anger, a lot of stressed out people left and right. How the hell we're supposed to be able to deal with this shit, I don't know. But we did. I know. Trying to find an adequate thing to say concerning about alcoholism or about the damn disease being addicted to it. We could tell people the horror stories about our own personal lives, but trying to put it into another context for them to understand it, unless they're already going through this shit, unless they already had somebody trying to beat the shit out of them or trying to kill them in the process. I had an aunt, I had an uncle who raised kids under that kind of environment. They're screwed up. They don't recognize it. They don't want to recognize it. They don't want to deal with it. But they're going to be transferring it at those patterns in their genetics into their kids and grandkids and so forth. The disease moves on. And I had seen the actions. I had seen what happened. It just unnerved the crap out of me. That's all. I had an enabler, and I had an alcoholic. And seeing how it affected my family a great deal. I guess people just didn't want to see this or deal with it. I got a family line dealing with it. Self-destructive bastard. I'm still waiting for some of the people to drop dead from it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to know about it. Damn disease rolls on, my friend. How do we identify ourselves? We could call ourselves sick, dysfunctional people. But then again, what is being functional these days, I wonder? I don't know. It's crazy times that we're dealing with right now. It's scary as hell. Because I'm not quite sure what the hell we're dealing with ourselves anymore. I really don't. So, it's almost 3 o'clock in our time. I hadn't seen your videos yet. I've been a little bit busy, unfortunately. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, my friend. I'm going to be doing a follow up